Our political editor Andrew Clennell live with me here in the studio, and very much a choreographed, seamless start to the summit, day one.
But a bit of a buzz around the place, I must admit, too, being here. It's certainly Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, in my opinion, delivered probably the best speech I've seen him deliver so far this morning, trying to instil some optimism and hope into this Jobs and Skills Summit.
We've got a bit under 2 days. Let's promise each other that we won't spend them playing our greatest hits, rehashing the same arguments or reheating old conflicts. I've said before, Australians have conflict fatigue. It's one of the reasons why I'm standing here as Prime Minister in a new government. But we need increased productivity. We need stronger wages. It's our responsibility as leaders. The responsibility we owe to the people who don't have a seat in this room. Nurses on their way home from the night shift, farmers up before the sun, childcare workers, the cleaners, the caterers and the security staff as well. All those Australians stacking shelves, cleaning offices, building homes, moving freight around the country. These are the heroes of the pandemic. They deserve more than our thanks. They deserve us putting our shoulder to the wheel to make sure that they have the opportunity that is this great country's promise. That summit of 1983 is as many years removed from us as the Second World War was from them. Just think about that. Time, trade and technology mean that we confront a very different set of challenges in our globalised world.
And Industrial Relations Minister Tony Burke a short time ago confirmed he would press ahead with changes to the Fair Work Act to allow multi-employer bargaining agreements and changes to the Better Off Overall test after a level of agreement between business and unions.
Ensuring workers and businesses have flexible options for reaching agreements, including removing unnecessary limitations on access to single and multi-employer agreements. Removing unnecessary complexity for workers and employers, including making the Better Off Overall test simple, flexible and fair.
So if you think some of this appears to have been stitched up in advance and see some irony given Labor opposed changes to the Better Off Overall test when former IR Minister Christian Porter was talking to the ACTU about it a couple of years ago, you're not alone. Tony Burke confirmed these talks have been going on for weeks.
Well, welcome to the non-controversial part of the summit. This is effectively, these parts of the summit aren't starting now. They've been going for weeks.
So Treasurer Jim Chalmers made clear in his opening remarks to the summit the government wants profits and wages to rise.
And our goals are just as clear. An economy where every Australian who wants a good, secure, well-paid job can find one. And where every employer who needs a good, enthusiastic, well-trained worker can find one as well. Rising profits and rising wages, not rising profits or rising wages.
So let's have a look at what has either been announced or will be announced at the summit, we think. I mentioned earlier those IR changes. It seems pretty clear that in the budget, which comes next month, the government will be increasing the migrant intake. And the PM announced this morning that he had agreed with the states yesterday at National Cabinet for 180,000 new fee-free places for TAFE next year. One disappointing feature of this summit is that although you have CEOs from several very large companies here, they aren't really on the speaking list. Perhaps they declined. It's more unions and academics and peak business lobby groups who are taking to the podium. And already the talk in the corridors here is that this is not of the moment of the Hawke Economic Summit, but it is proving more productive than the Kevin Rudd 2020 Summit, which, as you well know, Kieran, was held in 2008.